this time around, now that we've been able to cover the simultaneous equations using the method of substitution and method of elimination, we are now moving to the word problem of the simultaneous equation, the word problem. So, when we say the word problem, it is more or less we are solving like, it will be in the form of like linear equations, but it will come in a way, so we have to be very careful and know how we have to put it. So, under the word problem, we are moving straight to example 1, as I said. And as we continue to solve, I'm urging you to subscribe to the Calendar Man TV, and then be informing your friends about it, because there are more that are coming your way. You'll be dealing with probability, statistics, the construction, and those plane geometry and the critical topics that are actually killing students, that are actually failing, causing failure of students. We are going to handle them without leaving any stone unturned. So let's see example 1. This one we are solving 10 examples under that, and they are. Let's see how they go. Example 1. The cost of 7 printers and 3 computers was 650 cedis. If the sum of the cost of 2 printers and a computer is 200 cedis, calculate the cost of a computer and a printer respectively. I'm reading it again. The cost of a printer. So let P be the cost of what? Printer. And then C be the cost of what? Computer. If I represent it by this letter, it will be easier for you. At least when you see P, you know it is a printer. C is a computer, rather than making it X and Y. There is no there is no fast rule that you have to make it X and Y. It is not compulsory. There is no compulsion in that. Okay. Now let's see. So I'm now reading the cost of 7 printers. So I'm forming the equation straight away. 7P, the cost of 7 printers and 3 computers. So how do you write it? Plus 3C was 650, 650. Anytime you see is or was, it means it's equal to it's talking about. So I'm repeating. The cost of 7 printers and 3 computers is 650 cedis. That's what I've written. I didn't bring the cedis sign because as we speak now, we need the values. If the sum of the cost of 2 printers, so 2P and what? And a computer means 1 computer, is what? Is 200. Find the cost of a printer and a computer. So here, he's asking you to find C and P, that's all. So as usual, now that I've taught you how to go about this one, you can go about it because you should be able to go about it. So here, I can use method of elimination or method of substitution. Which of them do you want me to use? Okay, so I can say that C is equal to, this is equation 1, equation 2, then equation 3 is C is equal to 200 minus 2P. Are you with me? I'll give you equation 3. In fact, over here, I'm just guiding you to how to form the equation because you know how to use it to form already. So we are putting what? So put what? 3 into where you didn't form it from. So into equation what? 1. So that will be what? 7P plus 3C is equal to 650. Then you come back to see, why did you make a subject? You made C the subject. Well, so you have to bracket C like this. And then lift this and put it there. So we have what? 7P plus 3, okay, into bracket. What is C? 200 minus 2P, right? Is equal to 650. So let's continue from that side. So it becomes 7P, this time this is what? Plus 600. 7P plus 600, okay? Minus what? Minus 6P, right? Minus 6P is equal to 650. It is like what we saw in the previous example. So here becomes 7P minus 6P is equal to 650 minus 600. Why is it 600? Because the 600 here crosses. So here becomes 1P which is the same as P is equal to what? This is 600. So it becomes 50 cedis straight away. So P, the cost of printer is 50 cedis. Now, what about the computer? We can also say that C is equal to what? 200 minus 2P. And P is, so we have 200 minus 2 times 50. Are you with me? This is your C. So when you put it there, okay, it becomes 200 minus 100, which is equal to what? 100. So P is what? 50 cedis, and then C is what? 100 cedis. That's about question 1. Okay. I hope you can continue. Now, I'm cleaning so that I move on to example number 2, which is still in your short. So just look at the way they are going. Now, it says that the cost of 4 green and 3 blue identical balls is 160 cedis. Whilst 7 blue and 6 green balls are what? Are 290. Which of the 2 balls is more expensive? This is a very interesting question. Now, why are we asking you which of the 2 balls is more expensive? If you don't know the cost of them, that means you have to finish calculating before you know the one which is more expensive. So the total cost of a green, so we have, it says about 4 green, so as usual, G, so G is what? Let G be what? Cost of green ball, okay? Then, what? Then B, E what? Cost of what? Blue ball. Okay. Now let's read. The total cost of 4 green, so 4 green and what? And 3 blue. So and 3 blue. The cost is what? 160. This is equation 1. Okay. Then once again it says that whilst 7 blue, so 7B, whilst 7 blue and 6 green. So here let me rearrange. So 6G plus 7B is also equal to what? 290. This is equation 2. Which of the equation do you think, which of the formula do you think you can use that will help you? I think I will use the method of what? Substitution or elimination, okay? So I will not finish talking, but I'm just giving you the clue. Multiply this, I'm ending it in a bit where you continue. 4, 6, it should be recorded. Then here is what? 4G plus 3B is equal to 160. So if you work it out, here becomes 24G, okay, plus 18B is equal to 160 multiplied by 6. Here is what? 0, 36. 6 remainder 3. So here is what? 960. So it's equal to 960. This is equation 3. Then once again, follow the same procedure. 4 here, 6G, remember, 6G plus 7B is equal to 290. Okay. Once again, you got 24G. 24 what? G plus 28 B is equal to 290. Let's say 290 multiplied by 4, right? Here is 0, 4, 9, 36, 6, remember 3. Here is what? 8 plus 2, 11. So we have 11, 60. That would be equation 4. Okay? Now, after doing that, please do your subtraction. And when you do your subtraction, I think you are going to get here, when you subtract, you are going to get, yes, negative 10B is equal to, what? Negative 10B and it's equal to 200. Okay? It's equal to negative 200 when you subtract. So B is going to be negative 200 over negative 10. And that is going to be what? 20. So the blue pen costs 20 cedis. What about the green? The green also, we have 4G plus 3B is equal to 160. What about with CB? We put 220 there, so it becomes 4G plus 3 times 20 is equal to 160. Alright? So, once again, what are we having? So we have 4G is equal to 160. This one we multiply 60, so minus 60. So 4G is equal to what? 100. And then G is equal to what? 100 over 4. That will be 25. So now, which of them is more expensive? Green is 25 and blue is 20. I'm repeating. Green is equal to what? 25 cedis. And then the blue is equal to what? 20 cedis. So you see that the green is more expensive than the blue. So until you finish solving the problem, you cannot know which of them is more expensive. Exactly. Now, let's move on. And then the 3. I'm going to jump over the 3. So that is in your short. You said that 6 pens and 7 erasers cost 142. I'm just giving you the equation and then you try your hands on it and do it exactly so that we move on. Because there are certain other critical areas that we want to look at under this thing there. 6 pens and 7 erasers. So if pen is, I can say 6p and 7 erasers, 7e, okay, cost 142. I'm helping you small, okay. If a pen, that is if p and an eraser cost, so 1p plus e cost what? Cost 22 cedis. How much more expensive is a pen than an eraser? Here you have to calculate for pen and calculate for eraser. After that, then you subtract the difference. You know the one which costs more. You see that I think the pen will cost more. I'm repeating. I've helped you form the equation. You can easily solve it by making one of them the subject and then deforming. This is example number 3. The question: 6 pens and 7 erasers cost 142 cedis. If a pen and an eraser cost 22 cedis, how much more expensive is a pen than an eraser? So after you solve for pen, let's say I'm just guessing. Let's say we've got pen to be, let's say, 10 cedis and eraser to be, let's say, 8 cedis. Then how much more is it expensive? You subtract. This is not the answer, but what I'm saying is that after you finish solving, you will know it, okay? So that is example number 3. They are all in your short because this time all of them have been projected to your short. Okay, 5. Let's jump the 4 now. Move to 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very, 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 very critical area, okay? We are talking about simultaneous equations. Simultaneous linear what? Equations. Okay, that's what we are. And we are on the word problem. Let's jump example 4. Okay, and go to 5. Listen, in a welfare contribution, okay, a female paid 4 cedis, while a male paid 10 cedis. If a total membership of 32 in the group, a total contribution of 200 cedis was made, how many males and females were in the group respectively? Let's take our time. There's a welfare contribution going on, and within the contribution, a female paid what? 4 cedis. One female paid 4 cedis, and a male paid 10 cedis. Hey, why males? Okay. If a total membership of 32, they were all 32 in the group. But when they finished contributing, the total amount the organizer got was 200 cedis. So they are asking you that based on these premises, how many males and females were in the group? Now look at this and follow. And the moment you understand it, that's all. Then you don't have any problem. Let F be number of what? Females, and then M be number of what? Males. That's the first point. Now, there are 32. This number of female, number of males. How do you get a 32? So number of female, which is F, plus number of males M is equal to 32. This will give you equation 1. Take note. Now, how do you get the total amount? Because you are talking about total amount, they got to be 200 cities. How do you get that? It is this number of females. So amount that females got multiplied by females plus amount that male got multiplied by it. When you sum it up, you get that figure. So over here, how much did the female pay? The female pay 4 cities, so it will be what? 4F, and male pay 10 cities, so 10M. It's equal to the money. That's all. I hope you are getting the point that way. So it's equal to what? What is the figure? The figure is what? It's 200. Okay. So now I've now taught you how to. So you should be able to solve this problem now. You can this is equation 1, equation 1, 2. So I can say M is equal to what? 32 minus F. That will be equation 3. Okay. Now let us put it into equation 2. Why are you putting it in equation 2? Because we form equation 3 from equation 1. So here I'm having 4F plus 10M. And what is M? This M is what? It's 32 minus F. It's equal to what? 200. Okay. So we have 4F plus 320. And multiply. Minus 10F is equal to 200. I hope you are following. We are forming, there's the method of substitution that we are using. It's not anything, any big deal. So I'm having 4F minus 10F is equal to 200 minus what? 320. So it becomes negative 6F is equal to what? 120 negative, right? So F is negative 120 over negative F, a negative 6. And that will equal to what? 20, right? So the females, number of females was 20. And then the males, M is equal to what? 32 minus F. So what is your F now? 20. And this one will give you what? 12. Okay. This is example number 5. As we are saying, we are operating within certain time frame, but now this is example 5. It is up to 8 examples. So we are moving to example 6, 7, and possibly 8. Then you follow your assignment, and that will also help us. Okay. Now let us in the same sheet. Let's look at example number 6. Example 6. Okay. For example 4, if time permits us, we shall look at it. If time doesn't permit us, we can just go and look at it and see. So example 6. A university has the total enrollment of 250 students. Fresh students were asked to pay SRC dues of 3 cities each, whilst continuing students paid 2 cities each. If a total dues of 650 was received from the students, how many fresh students were enrolled? And both fresh and continuing students. The university had a total enrollment of 250 students. Fresh students, so let F be number of what? Fresh students. And then C be what? Number of what? Continuing students. Now let's see. The moment you know number of fresh and number of this, when you sum it up, you get the enrollment. He said that had a total enrollment of 250 straight away. So what do you do? So number of fresh students plus number of continuing students is equal to 250. All right. Then he said that fresh students were asked to pay SRD dues of what? 3 cities. So straight away it is 3F. Then continuing student pay 2 cities, so 2C. And the moment you do this, then you look for the total amount they got, then you put it there. So what is the total amount? 650. 600 and what? And 50. You can make F subject or C subject. So this is 1, 2. So I can say that C is equal to 250 minus F. I'm moving a bit faster because I've already taught you this. Okay? In the method of substitution, we've done it on several occasions. So you should be able to go back to that concept. Now, so put 3 into what? Into 2. Why are you putting it into 2? Because we found it from equation 1. So I'm having 3F plus 2C is equal to 650. This is the equation 2. We are going to put it inside. What are we going to put? We are going to put it in place of C. Okay? At this point, you can use any of the methods, other method of substitution or elimination. So here, we have 3F plus 2. What is the C? C is 250 minus F. Okay? 250 minus F is equal to 650. So coming back to this side, what are we having? We have 3F plus 500, right? Is it 500? Minus 2F is equal to 650. Look at it. Okay, so we have 3F minus 2F is equal to 650 minus 500. And here becomes F is equal to what? F is equal to 100 and, is it 150? Let me check it very well. Yes, according to the question, F is equal to, unless otherwise I make something. If not, that's what you're going to get. Okay, let me follow. 3F plus 2C. Okay, so that's that. Let me follow here. Yes, it is 500, right? Okay, minus 2F, which is there. Okay, so sure. So here, since you take minus this, it will give you 150. So French students is 150. What about continuing students, which is the C? C is going to be what? It's going to be 250 minus 150. That will equal to what? 100. So therefore, French students were 150 and then continuing students were what? Were 100. Exactly. Now let's look at a similar one. This is example 6. That's what you have done. Let's look at example 7 and 8. In fact, they are following almost the same approach. But example 6, okay, example 7 follow the same suit. So I'm interested in example 8 because there is something there also. So example 7, you say a graphic designer was asked to print 100 copies of an invitation card at 5 CDs for colored and then 2 CDs for what? For black and white. Okay, if you charge the total, so over here, right now, you know the cost of how much did he pay for the colored. The colored is 5 CDs. So you have what? 5C, and then the black and white 2B. Okay, but in any case, in all the 100 copies, we have color plus black and white is equal to 100. This is your equation 1. Then here also 5C plus 2B. That is 5 CDs for color, 2 CDs for this. And then the total amount he got was what? Was 290 CDs. Equation 2. So you should be able to solve this for X and Y. Over here, that's what we get. But so the example 7, we shouldn't be wasting time there. But the example 8 is what I want us to look at. Then from there, then we can possibly, if you are not able to do anything at all, then we know that yes, at least we've done something. Example 8. It will be recorded that when we were talking about the linear equation, we did something. And similar situation is occurring here. Remember that the simultaneous equations, some of them involve indices, but since I haven't treated indices with you, that one will be reserved. At appropriate time, I will launch that one also and you learn it. But for now, simultaneous equation involving indices, we cannot add it now. Listen. Example 8. Example 8. We are still on what? Simultaneous. Simultaneous what? Equations. He said that 8 years ago, a father was 5 times as old as the son. 8 years ago, a father was 5 times as old as the son. When you go to the linear equation, you see that we learn something like that. But here, he has mentioned both future and ancient. 8 years ago, a father was 5 times as old as the son. If he will be 3 times as old as the son in the next 4 years, calculate the respective ages of the father and that of the son. Okay? Calculate the respective ages of the father and that of the son. So what are we going to do? Here he has mentioned future and ancient. Okay? So here, we let son's age be x. Now, instead of the father's age before x or whatever, this time we don't do it that way. The father's age will be y this time. Please, let's note. In the linear equation, the word he either mentions only future without mentioning the ancient, or mention ancient without mentioning the future. But here, he has mentioned both future and ancient. The moment you see that one, so go back to the linear equations, the word problem, you see that I've treated that one there. But that one, he mentioned either only future. He says that ago without mentioning a next. But here he has mentioned both next and ago. So it is both future and ancient. The moment you are able to get this one, know that it is a simultaneous equation. So over here, look at what I'm doing. So for the other one, when we say x, then you say the other one is y. This time around, it's not like that. Son is x and father is y. So let's move on. 8 years ago, a father was 5 times as old as the son. So now, in 80 years ago, what is the son? Son's age. This is what? This is the son's present. This is their present ages. Present ages of what? The father and present age of the son. So 80 years ago, son was what? 8 minus 8, like this. And then the father. Father's age is what? Y minus 8. Exactly. So here, it says 8 years ago, the father's age was 5 times. So what's the father's age? Y minus 8 is the father's age. Was means is equal to 5 times that of the what? The son. So here is what? 5 times the son. And the son is what? X minus 8, like this. Exactly. So here, what are we doing? I can say y is equal to 5x minus is equal to 5x minus 40. Okay. So I can move this one there and say that y is equal to what? 5x minus 40 plus 8. So subsequently, y is equal to what? 5x minus 32. This is your equation 1. Then, this is what? Ago. Now, he said that if he will be 3 times as old as the son in the next 4 years. So over here, so in that is in next what? 4 years. What will be the son? Son's age. Son's age will be what? God, we say that son's age will be x plus 4. Instead of minus, God, this time is the next. Then the father will be what? Will be y plus 4. And he's saying that if he will be 4 times, he will be 3 times as old as the son in the next 4 years. So in the next 4 years, the father, which is y plus 4, will be what? 3 times x plus 4. Just follow it carefully. And here, you'll be having y plus 4 is equal to 3x plus 12. we have y is equal to what? 3x plus 12 minus 4. So y is equal to 3x plus 8. This is equation 2. Okay. So now, it's not that we've been able to establish this equation. So coming back here, first equation is what? Y is equal to 5x minus 32. This gives us equation 1. And the second one is what? Y is equal to 3x plus 8. This is equation 2. Now that we know method of substitution, what do you call? Elimination. I can, once y has appeared in two sides, I can decide to subtract or substitute any one you think you can use. You can either substitute this into this, you get. Okay, which of them you like? Okay, let me substitute. So, but if I were you, I would have subtracted. So I put what? Equation 2 into 1. So here, whatever I see y, I put this. So it becomes 3x plus 8 is equal to 5x minus 32. That is, this is y. So I'm putting y into equation this one. You can also subtract straight and y disappears and you get it also. So here, I'm having 3x minus 5x equal to negative 32 minus 8. So here I'll give you what? Negative 2x is equal to negative 40. And x equal to negative 40 over negative 2. That will be equal to what? 20. So the sum is 20 from here. The sum is 20. The x is 20. What about the y? Y, which is the father, will be what? Will be 3x plus 8. Okay, so 3 times 20 plus 8 will be 60 plus 8. Then that will be what? 68. Okay, this particular one, I want you to note it once again, that is how it goes. So just follow the presentation that I've already made. Just follow the presentation. Let me quickly go over, okay, so that we bring this one to halt any moment from now. So just look at it. So we say that first, in this case, we mention what? Take note that for this one, you mention both linear, you mention both future and ancient. When you mention both future and ancient, then it is what? X and Y. We formed it 8 years ago. This is the son, this is the father. Then we went through it, and finally, once you know how to form the simultaneous equation, you should be able to do it. But the example 4 that I was talking about, remember that your assignment are there. Film for take it and blah blah blah. I have the answers against them. For this word problem, 3 assignments, the age of the father, this, you have the answers against them. So when you work it out and you are getting it right, you know. When you are getting it wrong, you know. I think you have to almost end here simply because. But the example 4. Example 4. Let me just read it quickly, and then if there is enough, this thing we can read it. Okay, we can. Example 4. Let us quickly see example 4. Okay, and I just want to help you to establish the equation, and after getting the equation, the rest you'll be able to do. As I've already indicated, the simultaneous equation, we also have the graphical one, but at a certain point we shall be coming to the graph, the sketching of the graphs and others. When we reach there, I will show you how to draw the linear graph using the intercept and others. Then it is then that we go there. I don't want to jump to areas that I haven't taught you and I begin to bring in different concepts that will actually confuse you. He said that 8 years ago, he said that 8 times the cost of a carpet. So let's say C is the what? C is cost of carpets. I'm on example 4. I'm back to the example 4 quickly. So exceed the cost of a chair by 20. So this is carpet. So chair, should I make it T? Let me just make it T, okay? It's supposed to be C, but let me just make it chair. So cost of a chair. Let's say cost of what? A chair. Okay. Now listen, let's quickly look at that. He said that the cost of a carpet exceed the cost of 4 chairs. So C, we learned about XC when we were talking about linear equation. A cost, I see then, 8 times the cost of a carpet. So 8C exceeds the cost of 4 chairs. So minus 4T by 20. Remember when we were doing linear equation, we did this. If the difference between the cost of a carpet and a chair, so a cost of a carpet difference is minus, and a chair is what? It's 5 cedis. Sorry, it's 5 cedis or 5. Calculate the cost of 2 chairs and what? 1 carpet. So let's quickly do this one. So here, this is equation 1, equation 2. I wanted to give it to you as a sample, but I want to help you. Okay, so C is equal to 5 plus T. That will give you equation 3. Let's quickly put it, okay, because I want to operate within some time frame now, because it's almost. So here, we have 8 into bracket, the C is what? 5 plus T minus 4T is equal to 20, okay? So here, 5 eighths is what? Is 40 plus 8T minus 4T is equal to 20. So over here, this one will go there, it becomes, let's see, we have 8T and then the 40T. I don't know whether something is missing in action. It looks as if at this latter part, I've mixed up 1 or 2 figures over here. So, but all that I'm trying to say is that you should know how to establish this, because in the first case, he says that 8 times the cost of a carpet exceeds 4 chairs by 20, which is correct. If the difference between the cost of a carpet, the cost of a carpet and a chair is 5, which is also correct. Calculate the cost. So let's see. This is 8, okay. Then 5C, where C is this, which is also correct. Okay. Minus 4T is equal to that. So it seems there will be some negative element somewhere, which is where there could be some typographical error somewhere, because there's supposed to be, I don't think the cost is supposed to be negative. But here is 8T minus 4T is equal to 20 minus 40. Okay, so subsequently we are going to get 4T is equal to negative 20. Okay, so we are, I don't know, but per our calculation, if you have to follow it that way, then like T, if it were not to be the cost, but it is ordinary numbers, then like T is going to be negative 20 over 4, and that will be negative 5. But we are, I stand for argument because to argue, because if it is money, let's say, I don't know, but if it were to be money, then we are expecting positive or absolute value over there. Okay, please, for your information, you have to subscribe to the Calendar Man TV. Okay, more updates will be coming your way. A lot of topics will be treated, the quadratic and so on and so forth. So subscribe to Calendar Man TV. Okay, subscribe to Calendar Man TV, or you can also call 027-383-1010 for further updates. Thank you.